Hello, Americans. Look, friends, subscribers around the world. Heck yeah, man. This morning, as you can see, I don't know what we ended up getting last night. 4 or 5 inches probably. Something like that. Got a little bit anyway. Ooh, it's a little cold out here, man. Holy crap. Hope that blockade is working. Let's see if that block heater's working. Might have to get the old battery charger out. Hopefully not. It's warmer this morning though, man. It's like I think it's, I have my phone on. I think it's like 21. Something like that. Today is the only day, but it's all forecast, man. You know how I feel about that. But today's the only day in the 10-day forecast that they're saying not a chance of it snowing. So I figured it was a good day to plow, man. Let's see if we can get this old girl to fire up. So I might have to plug the battery charger. Alright, then I'd said and I'd talked about quite a bit, you know, because today is 3 weeks this morning, just a few hours, but 3 weeks ago is when the kids were murdered up there at, you know, the college up in Moscow. I've met so many people, that's not how you pronounce it. Well, let me tell you a story. I already told the story about it. And then when people correct me and tell me, hey, it's Moscow, not Moscow, then that just makes me want to call it Moscow even all the more. Anyway, but I was going to do these updates. I said I was going to do updates on, hold on. But updates every week on the murders. Then in the last week, so many things, so many stories, so many conspiracy, you know, but they did go over a few things. I'm not going to go into too much of it. You know, you can get on there. Man, there is so much you can get on and watch stuff 24/7, man, and new stuff by the minute out there. I haven't even watched it yet, but I seen yesterday that the 2 girls that were in the basement that, you know, that lived, or, you know, I think they locked themselves, man. No, their details still ain't out there. Alright, probably finish this up in a few, plus my battery's about dead. Come on, old boy. Come on, Harvey. Uh-oh. man, so ended up I was gonna start talking, or started talking about the murders and stuff up in northern Idaho. You know, the tractor fired up, so then I ended up spending the last hour or two out there getting the road plowed out. Now it's screaming out the fire, sorry. But so I'm gonna talk a little bit. You know, I said that I was gonna do a video a week until they figured out who murdered them kids. Man, I've been thinking a lot on it the last few days. And there are so many people, you know, so many folks doing videos and podcasts and articles and everything all from all over the world. And you know, not that any of them have any better or whatever you want, you know, more information that I could sit here and, you know, I could write it. I actually started writing stuff down earlier in the week, and it's been a crazy week as far as the, you know, I guess, well, I really wouldn't say the investigation of it, because we ain't heard nothing from the, you know, the feds or the FBI or the police or nothing like that. They ain't really, other than I think earlier in the week they did a correction, because, you know, one person they put out that it was targeted, then the next one put out that it wasn't, or some deal like that. So anyway, so I got thinking about, you know, like I said, I started writing stuff down. I started thinking about, you know, my update or what to put out there. And the last thing I want to do is put out stuff that isn't true. And there is so much out there. Like I said, man, I still check it off and on all through the day, man. Many times, if there's somebody that I've listened to or feel like they're putting out real stuff, I'll listen to it, I'll read. Always watching for, you know, see if they're going to do any news brief or anything like that. I haven't seen any new stuff like that. And then, of course, excuse me. Of course, I watch the ones, you know, when it's the dad and the mom, and you know, they did a news brief yesterday. I think it was yesterday morning or this morning. Can't remember if it was yesterday morning or this morning, but they did early. They did, and it actually might have been, they might have done it in the evening, I might have seen it in the morning. But they did I think it's Madison's dad, I think, or no, it was Kaylee's. Mom and dad did a thing, you know, because I can't even imagine what they're going through as far as trying to hear, you know, your babies, man. Those 4 babies were murdered, you know, and you're not hearing nothing. And so I totally understand why they're, you know, he says he can't even sleep. He lays there, you know, laying in bed thinking that he should be, you know, doing something, you know, instead of laying there trying to get some sleep. But, oh, dude, that'd be horrible. And then the other, you know, I'll touch on a few things. I'm not going to get too crazy into it. You know, I was going to do we had one guy that talked about, you know, how the killer got in there and how everything that they have let out leads to the way it was done. And, you know, one was, which the parents actually said that one of the girls, you know, from what they've said, from the parents, this is from the parents, man. They definitely know more than we do. Was saying that Maddie and Kaylee were in the same, were sleeping in the same bed, and one was, her injuries were different than the other one's injuries, so they're connecting that maybe they were the target thing, so I mean, it's all speculation. And then he was actually concerned, because he was upset, man, so he's just throwing things out there. And then after, I seen him in another thing, and he said that he might not ought to said that, or it'd be a hard place to be, man. Trying to know what to say and what not to say, and wanting to just set the world on fire, trying to figure out who killed your little baby girl. And then the other thing that I was going to touch on just a little is earlier in the week, I seen the first pictures. Now they've released the picture. I've seen more pictures. There's actually an interview that I haven't watched yet that I seen that was on there this morning of the two girls that were in the basement, apartment or room, that weren't killed. And I seen that they just did an interview, or I don't know if it was at the memorial or what, but they just was talking. The only thing I just read the little thing was the one, wishing that she could give the four of them a hug again. And I don't know how many details or any of that she put out, but anyway, what I was getting at is I hadn't seen it, they didn't show for the first, because man, we're over 3 weeks now, man, 3 weeks, like I said this morning. And I really, man, have not heard nothing, all the tests and the forensics and all that stuff should start coming in, I'm hoping. So I'm hoping to hear, that they got somebody, or they got an idea, they got suspects, or whatever. I'm not going to get on here pointing fingers, that's, like I said, man, my son graduated from there. And that's my connection. He just graduated here 3 years ago. And we spent a lot of time, I walked by that house. His apartment was not very far, less than a block away from where this happened. So there's just this connection that not only that, I don't, man, ever since I've been watching watching and reading, man, on my podcast, or watching on YouTube, and searching things, man. Now my phone is my phone, when I go to search something, man, it's all about all these horrible murders. The world is nuts. You get a lot of people saying, oh, what is going on? This has been like it's a new thing. Dude, this has been going on for years, man. You just don't hear about them so much until it hits home. And I'll tell you what, this one hit home, man. And my thoughts and prayers, man, with all you, with all the parents and the other kids, and oh man. So what I was getting at with this video, like I said, man, I pondered this thing for 2 or 3 days, and I think it was last night, I told Miss Kitty, I was like, man, I don't think I'm going to, I'm not going to do a once a week. Man, you can get on and, man, make your own decisions, speculations, whatever you want to do, dude. There is so much out there. I'm not going to sit here and write it down, and I'm definitely not doing this for views and, whatever. I'm doing it because it breaks my dang heart, I do a video a day every day and have for 10 years. I'd much rather not be talking about some babies getting murdered just up the highway from me. So I think, other than if there's a big break and I feel like I need to talk about something, this will probably be You know, my last video on it, I'm sure if they catch somebody, or who knows what's going to happen in this case, and I'm sure I might then do it, but yeah, there's plenty, man. You can, oh man, you know, I mean, like I said, it consumed me for the last couple of weeks, and it just breaks my dang heart. And man, we've got to find out who did this and catch them, put them away. And so that's really all I got to say about that, man. And like I said, man, my thoughts and prayers go out to everybody involved. And that's it, man. Good Lord willing. And them creeks don't rise. We'll be back again tomorrow. See ya.